always making a change and not before time. I think there may change the system as well. Looking deep into enemy territory. He's giving them all kinds of problems. He's got it back. Important tackle. Skulls. Nice ball. Rooney. Amazingly defends. Great success. Flamini. Cristiano Ronaldo. He did well to get the ball and in a very promising position.
Push forward.
Good length on the clearance. Taken out to the flanks. They managed to claim that in midfield. He has the skill to do some damage. That's fine defending. Rude Van Nistelrooy. Just can't take your eyes off him, and they just can't take the ball off him. Back out by the keeper. Cashman. Still Chelsea lead. They know the game is theirs for the taking and they use the ball well. It was a tackle that had to be made. Well, that's not good defending. The manager is sending out a clear message here, freshening up his team and giving them more attacking options. That's a bold move. He's got it. Well-timed tackle. The ball is under his spell. He's a bit room for a shot. Full chance here. Oh no, offside. Replay here of that last offside. Knocked out to the flanks from the goal kick. This is Van Nistelrooy. It's Cristiano Ronaldo now. Good defending. Really taking the defenders on. Flamini. Now can he beat the keeper? Cleared away then. Rooney now. It's Chelsea's game to do what they will with. They shouldn't really lose it now. They're back on the ball. He knows what he can do with the ball. to win the ball back. Flamini. 2 or 3 players waiting in the middle. He says that's a foul. Free kick in a dangerous area though. Goal kick hit long. Did well there. Gary Neville. Good tackle now. Who's available? They just can't get the ball off him. Can he finish it? Picks up the ball and maybe a chance here. Headed out. That's a fine tackle. Hustled out by the defender. A free kick given for what was a forceful challenge, shall we say. The goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's looking very cool as if he knew exactly what he was doing. I'm not sure he did. Here's Wayne Rooney. Always putting pressure on the ball in midfield. This is Cristiano Ronaldo. Good pass. Into the foul and wins the free kick. Straight against the defensive wall. Back in safekeeping. Tackle and there are possibilities now. Claverson. Full time. And that was as good as they could have possibly hoped for at the start of the night. An excellent result. He did very well at the up against the team of, well, I would say equal stature, but they were good enough to win it today.
This is EA Sports Talk Radio.
Well, Cats, halfway through that, I had to check we weren't playing cricket. A huge score on the board, and I tell you what, one-way traffic doesn't go anywhere near describing what we just saw.
Who would have imagined that the victory would have been as wide a margin as it was? Incredible victory.
And your thoughts coming up next on EA Sports Talk Radio. Cass, when you talk about the Champions League, you talk about memories. I know you're old enough with your grey hair to remember Celtic winning it in the 60s and, of course, Manchester United's famous European Cup winning team in 1968. But in recent times, it all boils down to Manchester United in the Nou Camp. How did they come back from the dead against Bayern Munich?
It might have been the Nou Camp for you, but back in Wembley when Liverpool defeated Bruges 1-0, Kenny Dalglish getting on the score sheet, that was a great memory for me.
Great memories of the European Cup, the Champions League, as it's now known. Can you emulate those great sides this season?
A lot of disgruntled callers tonight. Give us more calls on EA Sports Talk Radio.
Tell you what the chairman should do. We'll keep scoring, I guess. He should put out some money to charity. Every goal we get, it's a £10,000 charity. That would be a good way to do it, and then we can keep scoring. I knew he's a bit tight, so you'd probably tell him not to score more than 2, wouldn't he?
Interesting point of view, but keep calling.
Well, Cass, the transfer market nowadays being dominated by that elite few clubs who've got the big bucks to spend. And some of the teams we're seeing in this season's Champions League have spent really big.
Pat, they're always in that prime position. If the players are not doing it at the time, they can go out, spend again, and just put new players in. It puts pressure on the players who are actually performing to get results.
And some clubs have an unfair advantage, surely, because they can just throw good money after bad and keep spending until they get it right. It's a process of elimination. Surely one day some of these teams will crack that magic formula.
Well, we've seen it before and we'll see it again. Money's just been spent, sometimes wasted, but I'll tell you what, sometimes it gets results as well.
Yeah, more often than not, it's money down the drain. But maybe, just maybe this time round, some of the teams we're seeing in the Champions League have struck that winning chord.
Go on, caller, fire away. Tell us what you think.
See, the best thing about this is it's not a thug sport anymore. You see, you got some nice skills going on. It's an art form, you see, total football. It's not just about who can kick who the hardest. It's about who's the best player on the pitch. That's what I like to see.
Cheers. Thanks for the call. We're talking about the Champions League, Cass, and there's no question it stands alone when you talk about club competitions. Nowhere, no competition in South America can even compare to the Champions League. It is the best players in the world, not in Europe, in the world competing on the greatest stage, and that is what sets it apart.
The majority of the South Americans, Pat, they're playing in Europe, and the club competition is by far the biggest and the best.
It's got everything, the group stages, the knockout phases, and of course, everyone aims to get to that final, Cass, and I would imagine second only to the World Cup final. If you appear in the Champions League final, would come second only to if you manage to get that call up for the big one. The switchboard's red hot. Yet another caller now having his say on EA Sports Talk Radio.
What a great game. 2 words, get in. We dominated that game from start to finish. We deserved that entirely. Absolutely outstanding performance.
Great.
Again, forward momentum. You know, let's just compete with the best in Europe.
Right.
Simple as that.
We appreciate your call. Thanks.
Go ahead. You're live on the air.
Hey, I tell you what the problem is. It's all this namby-pamby, kick the ball around, pass it around, football. What's wrong with getting your foot stuck in, eh? A little bit of kicking never hurt anybody.
Well, it's getting quite heated in the studio. It's getting quite heated on the phone lines. Lots more controversial views to come when we come back on EA Sports Talk Radio.